Ladies and gentlemen, what a beautiful night. It is good to have you here on this stream. Welcome, welcome. Get your popcorn, get your coffee, get your water, whatever you need, and float with me through the charts as we take on the Bitcoin price action. Man, I have to tell you, this is what I like to do. I like to go for a swim every once in a while. And you know, here's a little secret. When I disappear for days on end, it's probably because I'm in a losing position. There, I said it. But today's topic is, of course, dealing with losing positions and why do we end up in those positions? Now, mind you, it's not a losing position until you close your trade. And boy, oh boy, we have been holding on to our bullhorns for a little while now. Every little dip was a buying opportunity. This time is no different. And the chart remains intact. We'll take a look at what's in store for us in the next following days and months to come. Oh man, Bitcoin, we love you. Swimming underwater is part of trading. Suijitsu, let's talk about that and then some. And of course the next setup that's in the books for all of us here at Cryptopocalypse Now. Man, when someone dances like this, you know things are going well. So what's up? Not much, man. Just buying the dips, riding these waves. We talked about how we were looking at this banana split pattern that we keep referencing here. It's a slightly complicated matter, actually. It's not just a banana by the way it looks. But it was the best way we could describe it. Marginally lower lows, an arched bottom, usually is a preparation stage for an impulse. I don't care what the news is. Coincidentally, everyone just jumping on the Elon Musk bandwagon again. Is he your hero now, all of a sudden? Because that guy's a piece of junk to me. He remains one of those people who are excessively obnoxious about certain things, and then they make a few mistakes, say a few things here and there, and then they come along and they're like, my bad, Bitcoin's kind of green, I can see it now, you know, can we be friends? No, Elon, no, my sweet child, we cannot be friends. And chart patterns, it's all we need. We don't need that garbage. Talking about conferences and pumps and dumps. Wherever they manipulate this market to, we'll be there to take advantage of those moves, because those guys, they create volatility, and volatility is what we appreciate the most as traders. Day in and out. The environment's been tough. We had to sit a little while, be patient, and once again we're floating in the same sort of, even though we had that impulse, I believe that we're going to have a couple of slower days ahead, and it is my belief that it is time to start accumulating for a tiny little intraday short position before we move higher. Let's take a look at the charts. Oh, by the way, the reason I'm so happy, you guys might not care, but to me, that's like, whoa. It's a big deal. My MRI results came back, and I'm clean, baby. I'm clean, cleaner than Mr. Clean. It was a good day. It was a good morning. I'm okay. I don't know what it was. There might still be something in there. I might go for a second MRI, but my friend is telling me that it's a state-of-the-art scan. There's nothing in there, and there's nothing in there. I knew it anyway. It's not my time. We're just getting started. Just getting started. But yeah, just wanted to share that with you. And thanks for the support. Really appreciate it. I think that's what made it all. It's quantum physics. Prayers, wishes, one love. Test, test, test. Microphone should be working now. Hopefully the sound is not all funked up. Hopefully not. We're back. We're back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the pit. And thank you, everybody. I really appreciate it. Yes, I'm doing great. Better than ever. Brand new. Fresh up the gate. Healthy as this bull market here. Well, not really. Not really. Bull market is not healthy. We're not out of the woods yet. So okay, just a little recap. By the way, you're gonna learn about Suijitsu in this episode, which is in ancient Japan was referred to as the art of staying underwater, used by spies. Get it? Ninjas and infiltrators, information gatherers. Now, what are you doing on the charts? You tell me. You guys tell me. I'll help you define your thing here. What it is that you're doing every day. You're information gatherers, which automatically makes you a freaking ninja with deadly tools, equipped from the toes to your teeth, equipped with deadly lethal weaponry. Bybit Pro, as you can see, I'm running the latest version. Beta is coming out soon. Lots of new features. We're going to be doing a video because we have to talk about some of the advanced stuff that's found here. Trust me, it's not for kids with tricks. This is real. Position sharing, copy trading, all kinds of like automatic
take profit, restart modes and stuff. A lot of it is classified though. We're still in testing phase. MarketSpy doing good, better than most. And this banana pattern is right here. You remember how we started drawing it from here? Before we even saw like the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 of these candles, we were like, the trajectory is right there. And we're looking to play this. So a very complicated, complex little thing called standard deviation. A mathematical formula is going to blow your mind, and under no circumstance can we afford to have that be the subject of our conversation tonight, because it's a whole different math game. It's not just return to the mean, but basically MarketSpy baseline 1 is reliant on a standard deviation similar to what Bollinger Bands are doing. And this is telling me that we're going to have an exhaustion propulsion up, and we're going to fade that momentum and come back down to retest the impulse point at the HC level. Now, yesterday I said that any small dip is a buy for me, but in this case, I think because we have been trending sideways and going into the weekend, only Friday, glorious Friday, we made it, TGIF. But yeah, we're going to have that impulse into the weekend, and I think it's a great opportunity to accumulate a short. Yeah, like a 1x hedge. We don't gamble. Miss me with that gambling mentality and all the macro views that people project out there. You know why you're getting so much macro? Just bombarded with it. Alessio Rastani, all them cats. It's because no one really knows what the details of any particular situation on the chart is. Neither do I. But I can tell you this, what we have been doing and the way we have been trading and managing very diligently, taking little baby steps here and there, making sure that we don't end up with a losing trade ever. It's been a boring ride, but you know what? Who will be rewarded at the end? You tell me. By the way things are going, I think it'll be you and I. So even though these are 1x trades, as per my recommendations and also my own positions, I don't recommend anyone ever exceeds that until we're out of these woods and we have a trend reversal signal that is clear. Right now it's not. Macros and generalized charts, talking about watching S&P, talking about watching like gold reversal. This guy in particular, Alessio Rosati, I'm not on his case right now. I'm just saying it's what I've viewed recently on YouTube as part of my digital stroll through the dark corners of the internet, and I came across a couple of his videos, and 1, 2, 3. It's almost like it's for the sake of content. He has to put out something, and this goes for every other. You cannot have a trade, an update, a live stream, a video every single freaking day unless that is your primary source of income. You're dependent on that, and you need to pump out those numbers so that the algorithm keeps feeding you. It's not the case for me. We're a small YouTube channel. I don't rely on it. But when we do have something to say, we have something to say, and that is of substance. We're not looking at macro, big ifs, big buts, and I cannot lie type of situations, because we need to be precise. We're playing with fire, leverage, weapons of mass financial destruction here. So got to be real careful about what we do and how we do it on the charts. And for that, my friends, we have to employ some of our ninja tactics, which is one of them, Suijitsu. It is the art of staying underwater. And now when you have a losing position, meaning a losing position is always guaranteed because your point of entry based on ATR values is going to fluctuate and probably going to give you an average middle of the whole. You're not getting the end of the stick. Either way, you're getting right in the middle, and chances are you're going to have to wait for that trade to play out for a little while. So while people were going bearish here, I think this impulse here proved that accumulating here and buying down to 28 was a great opportunity. And for those who stuck to the plan and understood what it is that we talked about in the previous streams, they have come out in profit from this play. Now, things aside, yeah, let's not generalize, and let's see what they now. Speaking of precision, I was thinking about, you know, the platoon in particular, and I wanted to. Now we have these general streams that are publicly available right now, and everyone's welcome. It's just because, you know, us crusaders out there, we have to help our fellow traders that are unfortunate enough to be dealing with a myriad of channels out there that are focused on these generalized ideas about trading and what may or may not happen. So I invite everyone to participate in these trades, including the platoon, because there's not that much that's going on. You can see how these are very aggressive wicks from both sides, up and down, and to trade a body of a candle is really difficult because you have to take profit. Hence why I mentioned that you need to be looking at ATR values if you want to have exits. So you need to practice your exits not based on levels or moving averages or anything like that in a sideways market, but only rely on ATR values, looking at the previous. So basically you're capturing one candle. Your objective is to capture one candle and shave as much value out of that candle as possible before it closes or reverses, or even worse, doesn't move and goes sideways for a little while, and there's nothing you can do about it. So we're supposed to be streaming this thing to Twitch and D-Live, and this thing is not working, so I apologize for people who are out there trying to tune into Twitch. I'm seeing that a couple of viewers, they come in and leave. That sucks. But anyways, technical things aside, so this impulse line over here looks unbelievable, right? It's like, are we really good? It's not a straight line. This is just to illustrate that we are going to be creeping up towards this direction, and the only reason for that is because we have a very specific high that we need to take out, where there is a concentration of stops, I believe. And I'm looking at this VR range over here, visual range based on volume, which is the same thing. There's the volume bars down here, just scaled differently. We'll talk about how this is calculated, and there's no really, the use case is very limited. Like, you can get the same information that you're looking at your volume bars down below, similarly using a vertical consolidation of all this volume. And one of these days we'll talk about how that's done and how to best interpret this. But for now, we do have a breakout. Let's review a couple of things that we need to take a look at. For example, we have a falling wedge. I'm using candle bodies. I'm not counting the wicks over here. And so far, so good. This to me looks like a decent squeeze pattern that may play out. What I expected to do, however, is to overshoot, come back down, slide this way. So this orange line 30K level is once again the arena where we're going to be fighting the demons here, all the bears. Will it happen over the weekend? I think we creep up and then we'll slam back down to it. So I think an accumulation range is somewhere between here. This is also going to be one of our classic trade execution style market enemy inverse, and is going to run from here, from here to here. So that's 2x the daily ATR value. That's 2,700 points. Daily stands at about 1,500 as of now. And so I have already casted daily ATR value just because it's nighttime. I'd like to hedge and pick up contracts. And I do believe that the standard deviation play that is based on Armageddon's baseline 1, as well as you guys already know how this works. What are we looking at? We're not seeing a retest, right? Now, us market spies, we have this huge advantage where we understand what that essentially spells for Bitcoin and its price action. Now we had an impulse, and remember, when we go sideways 45-degree angle like this, that is greed price action, which will eventually push slightly ever higher to trap people inside, and then come back down to retest the baseline. We have not had the retest. We pumped too aggressive, too fast, and now we're stuck up there. And we're gonna have one more push. I want to be a part of that push. I want to accumulate it. And because unlike other traders, we don't have a precise point of entry where we might pay the price for doing so. Casting a ladder here is the safest way to do it, just because we don't really have much data here after the breakout to evaluate whether this will stick or not. It still has to come down and retest. The retest will be right at the bright line over here. Let's turn this off. You can see the clear lines that we have posted here, and it should statistically move in this direction. Now it's going to be painful sideways action. I also think it's a buy when it's going to eventually retrace to test that baseline. I think that baseline basically will buy it. It will explode away from that level on the wick that's going to get sucked up, push higher. And if that kind of prints another higher high for us in the coming days by Monday, then we have ourselves a trade that is likely to continue moving higher. If that bounce fails, and we'll take 90% as usual, 90% of our position profit. If that bounce fails, then we'll have to reconsider and potentially look to short this asset again, because yeah, that's just it is what it is. This is how we should be looking at this, assessing this situation in this manner. Makes most sense to me. Yeah, I have a new version. I apologize, but I might have to update my file structure because I just got the new version to test, and I'm having troubles connecting. Uno momento, my friends. Uno momento. We will be right back with you. Okay, so we're back like a Mac, and one X in it up based on this structure, this little 45 angler here. And yeah, like I said, we're gonna have an impulse, and I want to be short on that. Another thing to consider is let's look at the macro that actually makes sense. Okay, something that we can appreciate, I think. So highlighted are three main key areas for this. A year in review, basically. So we had an impulse here, we had a breakdown here, we had a major consolidation that is equivalent. You can see, the size here makes sense, and a couple of levels that I've identified here at 33 being one of them. Actually a bit exaggerating a little. And 33.9. Okay, that's the level right there. You can see how, look, the Lego, the Jenga pieces, everything's falling in place right now, and that's where I want to keep it. Okay, so we have identified a couple of levels here. We had what could be a breakout. Now this is a line chart. Before that, if you draw your lines, you have wicks, and you would see what looked like fake outs. If you're using a line chart, you're not really seeing any fake outs. You're seeing price action in its purest, innocent form. And it's telling us that this is the first time that we had a breakout since the trend line, since this over here. Now, on a bigger scale, not to lose context, is we're looking at this. Now, this is not complete. No one has this on their charts. This is something that we talked about from, I believe it was 4 streams ago, when we said that we can project a potential line here in the mid 40s to be a point of interest where we could have a breakout, but it'll most likely fail and we'll have to readjust this. But for now, it sits somewhere around here. So from where we are now until then, we have 20% to gain. And if we take our time, that goes to about half of that value. So the question is right now is this impulse, will it be able to reach this point of interest where the liquidity sits, which is about $1,000 away at 33.5. Now I went to Twitter and I randomly saw that I can't, you know what, I will start calling names out, like the actual people who are responsible for those tweets, but I just randomly type Bitcoin, and I usually come across a chart or two. I don't know about the guy's credibility or their experience in the markets or whatnot, but I see them tweeting. There's this one particular tweet that talked about how there's a short that sits at 32.4, which of course right now it's pretty much where they want to short, which it makes sense. It makes sense if you want to be risk on and go for it. 32.4, I remember, was the short entry. And it's so basic. The format, I'm not sure if you guys like that kind of format, but let me know if you do. Leave a message and I'll read it. But the format was about how basically you have an entry, okay, at 32.4. Then you have your exit, take profit point at 31.3. And then you have your, what they refer to, the Twitter traders, the invalidation point that sits at 33. So then they do this. They take, just to lure people in about how professional that looks. And they do something like this. There's no reason to put a stop at 33, because I can tell you right now, that guy is most likely going to get taken out and then price will reverse. But this is their trade, and it looked something like this, which on paper looks quite nice if it plays out. Now I don't know what they base this on, but that point that they call invalidation made me feel a little curious about their methods. Because in all of my time trading, I have never come across any professionals that talk about invalidation. So if you're at a firm and your boss asks you to, like, why did you you go for the you need a written permission to execute the trade, to perform the trade, and that takes time. So you're not looking to FOMO in, because that permission may get written off in like an hour and a half, 2 hours, and price may have already moved, but you're looking at that direction, and you're usually trading the daily chart, and you're waiting to sit it out for maybe weeks on end to complete the trade. So it takes a little bit of time to perform the trade and then to collect profit or take the loss. But at no point in time is there ever a point where they call it an invalidation. What does that mean? Is that a stop loss? I have to warn you guys that if you come across anyone who talks about invalidation, making it sound all fancy, I need you to pack up your bags and run away from that channel or that Twitter or whoever that is as far as you can, because there's no such thing as an invalidation. The market will violate and invalidate people where they place their stop losses. Professional traders, they accumulate into the invalidation point to get a cost average on their short or long. If they want to sell something, it has to be really bad. Doesn't make any sense to short something just because there's a setup. As a matter of fact, if there's a short setup, they're starting to estimate, calculate, and evaluate how far down can price go before it's a buy signal based on their algorithms. You have one in your arsenal, such as MarketSpy, that gives you oversold levels, as well as a couple of other statistical results that are printed on the chart, visualized for you, gamified for you, so you can act on those. But if there's a short signal that's actually a buy signal, few chess pieces ahead of the move of the opponent. So while they're selling, someone has to be buying, and when people start buying, price goes up again, and then someone has to start. So it's a never-ending cycle. So when you see a sell signal, you're actually stepping back and you're saying, okay, where will this potentially find support? Where are the other buyers? Is it time? There's also a time-based stops that are not level-based stops. We'll talk about those as well, that require time decay to be considered. And there are a couple of tools within MarketSpy where you can calculate using candles as well at your disposal to calculate the time stop. A time stop is basically a stop where it's up to your discretion. As a discretionary trader, you have to pull the trigger and say, I'm out of this trade. I have briefly mentioned about how we have a certain flat value of price where we have 4 to 5 consecutive candles. On Bitcoin tends to happen after 3 or so. The bigger the time frame, the shorter the distance to that time decay. But we have 3 to 4 to 5 candles that are posting a flat, and that may look like a bull flag. But if the market is not trending, if it's just still sideways action like this, and as a matter of fact the trend is down still here, then that tells you that it's a reversal point most likely, especially when momentum supports an oversold or an overbought condition, such as this bottom right here. Let's turn on the candles, and while it's not visible on 12 hours, and we had one single dojo reversal, which we had plenty of those along the way here, but few of them played out. One here, here. This one was really juicy, and we were able to profit from that. But here's an hourly time frame, and this is what I'm talking about. A flat, a certain pattern, and any line that you draw on your chart that confluences with that flat, and you have an oversold momentum, this means that sooner or later price is likely to bounce away from there. So you can kind of call it your decision to buy. Same thing goes for when we have a little flat that goes sideways. This could potentially mean that price is refusing to go higher and is likely to reverse anyways. So, but invalidation, in terms of like when people say my invalidation is here, what does that mean for the followers? If you guys follow a trader like that, that invalidation is going to cost you a lot, and which means you'd have to work twice as hard to make that back, and you're not going to see any profits. You'll just break even after 2 weeks of trying to trade conservatively, because now suddenly you have less capital to work with. So your trades, your 1x trades and lower leverage privileges taken away, and now you're trading with very little smaller amounts, and these take a long time to regenerate, to make up for the loss. So there's a lot of that to keep in mind. And so invalidation points, so just because based on that tweet, when they say an invalidation point, I think I want to be a seller at the invalidation point and higher. So my daily ATR is set. I'm going to be invalidating, validating, revalidating, evaluating, valuating, all of that stuff, all that nonsense is going to be here. There's going to be a war, and I'm going to be the guy selling back into the strength that the greed money is. No one expected this. No one had a banana on their chart. No one saw a reversal coming down to 28 and a bounce away from thereabouts. We did, but it was too aggressive, too impulsive. Now everyone wants to get in on this, and we need to have that baseline retest, which we didn't have. So far, I've been trading on the 6-hour chart, and daily, my chart is split in two. And so because of that, yeah, we're looking at a consolidation here. Relative strength here is pretty good. Look at RSI, all these things. So I think we have an idea for an impulse. And this purple line here, this peak, is I think where we're going to post a daily ATR candle, and that's going to call for retrace, because this is the sooner it goes up there, the better for us. This will call for a little pullback down to about this area with your average somewhere around here. And so you're capturing a cool maybe 1,500 points over the weekend into the short before we flip for a continuation reload to the upside. Now we have strong macro Godzilla relevant levels that are posted here using the line chart that could be posing some threat to our charts. You can see, but I think we're gonna peek out, take a little breather. We need to sell that, and then the next bounce away from the baseline. If it holds and it doesn't go red, if it actually holds and reverses, then I think we can safely say that these highs will get taken out, and we're looking to be up there in the 40s. Been waiting for that since like this low over here. All right, and then we had this little hunchback from Notre Dame happen, but it's back and swinging. Could it be a trade all the way up to 40? I think so. But a tiny little breakout. We'll see how it goes. This is my take on current price action, and I haven't really looked at the news. I just know that there was Spencer I think posted yeah, anything that's easy, exactly. El Morte, easy to digest instructions for the crypto Twitter. Entry, take profit, invalidation. The rest is up to you. How that is going to affect your account, how you're going to be dealing with that afterwards, you know, that's not my problem. I'm here tweeting out free signals all day long. You know, I don't care. But yeah, once we have the copy trade feature available in Bybit Pro, we'll invite all those guys to come along and show us if they're actually walking the talk and trading those invalidation levels. Because I see the invalidation is a cool $1,000 away from entry, and it's like that's gonna sting. It's gonna sting if you get invalidated. It's kind of like, yeah, I accept that the market is God and I'm just a humble servant, and I have unlimited money to be invalidated all day long. I don't think so. You get invalidated a few times and depression sets in, psychological errors, you know, and things intensify, and not as simple as that. So it's better to just wait it out and just trade less during sideways actions. Like, it's just kind of like it's a little sagging to the side. It's not really sideways. It is sideways, but it's like bears are dominating. And contrarian view here is that, hey, if bears are so confident, then let's do it. Let's counter trade them. I wonder if they were able to take their profits. Whoever shorted this little breakdown here, this little tiny flag. But yeah, if people are fast, power to you. You know, you had a nice trade here. But hey, if you were a bull and your medium entries here, then you had a good trade over here as well. It's not like they took profit at the bottom. They probably took profit once price started to come back to their entry. They're like, oh snap, I better get out of this before I lose whatever I gain. So, but yeah, knowing ATR values, of course, and timing your trades, understanding that sometimes, you know, you have to do the opposite of what the market is telling you is the best way. So anyways, technical stuff, we'll touch base on that. Let me just scan through the comments real quick. You guys are awesome. new button shapes, and not only that, my friend, these button shapes are Platoon. I'm telling you, we're going full cyberpunk, futuristic trading knowledge, algorithm style. Everything is presented in a way that that makes sense for the modern trader today. But there are a lot of hidden features that are being developed, and man, I can't wait. I don't know what to tell you, Platoon. I can't wait. Transgenic he's not human. You hear that music playing in the background? That's actually that's the sound of his brainwaves when he's coding Bybit Pro. When MarketSpy is in action, this is what's going on. This is the sound of the cogs rotating. Woo! All right. So, yeah, what's up with this chat, eh? What is up with this chat? Nothing. Never mind. My bad. Andrew Freeman, welcome to the chat. This is Bybit Pro. It is plugged into TradingView and Bybit at the same time. A hybrid trading platform that gives you speed, precision, power. You can see through walls. Not really, but you can do a lot of things with it. Trade copy feature. Yeah, Bybit Pro is going to have features that are, if you're part of our Discord and you're using the tools that we're using, MarketSpy, Bybit Pro, you will be able to share your positions, your entries with, hey, you know what? Maybe CryptoFace or one of those Las Vegas traders, they should jump in on this and finally give their people a way to see through their actual trades. If they use Bybit Pro, everyone will know what the trade is looking like and what was the entry before they plan and scheme to go live once they're profitable. I welcome those guys to share their prowess, to share their power with the rest of us and show us how they really trade. Not a competition. I'm not, I'm not saying that we should compete in this manner, but Bybit Pro is going to have those kind of features that will social trading, all localized on your computer. Nothing leaves. There's no server in the middle. Thing is amazing. Thing is going to be amazing. MarketSpy trading help for everyone. Welcome to the chat. Welcome to the pit. Nillerton, greetings. It is good to see you. Welcome. Not windy outside today. Hey, it's a sign. Cool. Summer, we don't need no wind spreading corona all over the place. Can you tell us a little more about the upcoming copy trading feature? Oh, you will see when it's ready. We already have things set up. So basically, the lowdown is this: you get your trade in, however you get yourself in a trade, you get yourself in there, and then you can instantly ping that trade to our Discord, where all of our traders will be able to see it. And it's up to them if they want to copy it or not. They'll see who it's from, what leverage, what size, what entry, and what the take profit point is set at, including the stop loss, I believe. So we'll put as much information in there as possible, but it's being worked on. That'd be pretty cool to hey, there are people who are better than me. I'm 100% sure. It's not about measuring things over here, but we have some sophisticated traders. They're like on the low, down low within our server, but they're moving. They're moving things in the market big time, and they don't have time to chat. They're there hyper focused 24/7. They don't, you know, they only have time for these streams. Hey, they only have time for these streams. But they're out there doing it. It would be nice to see, you know, they will now have the freedom to share their position with the rest of the community, and you might be surprised how consistently good these people are. So it's just better and better for them. Did you say you think it will impulse before 30K retest? I think so. I think so. It's looking like it might. And it might be short-lived, so or it's just gonna go sideways. But I think weekend we're gonna create a gap at a gap, and then the same BS again on Monday. We'll get stuck, hover there for a little bit, and then proceed to close the gap. And once we're past all those stages, I think we can freely move again. Hey, Box, you know, we should collaborate. I like the name of that channel, but you could do so much more. I have a couple of crazy ideas. We should like DM it up, chop it up a little bit. I think it would be nice if you have the time on your hands. So the copy trading portion of the Discord would be so pimp. Yes, Adrian. Yes, I agree, 100%. And you know, don't let this freak you out, because no one's gonna judge you for it. You know, so sometimes you're gonna see like losing positions, winning positions. It doesn't really matter. You know, let's not be like those JP Morgan assholes. Their trading desk. You know. Hey Charlie, how's that trade going, man? Got liquidated yet? Fuck you, asshole. Why don't you mind your own business? Yeah, you know, things like that. We shouldn't be hostile to it. It's trading, you know, we're the underdog. We're the small guy. Bybit, casino traders, Las Vegas guys all over the YouTube, you know, those guys are the ones that even that is not the direct competition here. We're talking about like people who are generalizing, and they're the ones that move the price. Actually, do the contrary of whatever you hear out there, and you'll be fine. Copy trade will help new traders earn crypto while learning MS and be able to correlate MS with trades posted. Sure, yeah. I mean, this is also going to be specifically for traders with Bybit Pro. Some of them don't have MS. Maybe they have their own strategies or other tools of similar nature, but maybe they have developed their own strategies over the years, similar to MS or something like that. But Bybit Pro is you want to trade professionally, you need it. You need it. But it's also very, very. We have talked about this before. Like, this is how Bybit Pro is what, if any YouTuber picks it up and starts using it, is how they're going to lose revenue, because Bybit does not pay those commission fees to people who trade properly, like what we do here. If you trade on limit only, man, they hate you. You're like most wanted. You're most wanted. Why do you think I had that cowboy hat on my avatar, riding that bull? Because I'm waiting in the shadows 24/7. These guys, they hate me. They probably hate my guts and everyone who's with us, because we're trading limits. They have to pay us. We're trading small. We're moving aggressively. We're like the piranhas, not even the big sharks or the whales. We're leaving with nothing. Chew the bones. And Bybit Pro is what basically makes it possible, because we can execute lightning fast, we can wait, we can average out, and those guys will never use it. BitBoy, CryptoFace, The Moon, they'll never promote it because they'll lose their revenue and then go broke and die. Basically, there's no question about it, because there's simply zero argument. Like, why wouldn't you use it? Why wouldn't you use it? Balls too big for your ego. Like, why would you not use something that's far superior to Bybit's terminal? There's only one answer: conflict of interest. People who follow them, they make them money, and so Bybit Pro will make people money, and those guys are gonna lose it. Bybit's gonna lose it. It's they don't want to. Trust me, we're going to war with these guys. We're going to war, silent war. But more people realize, blessed are the ones who come across it and find it on their own, without any word of mouth or marketing whatsoever. Because I have yet to come across a person who says it sucks, it's not needed, it doesn't help me, I can do just as well without it. But yeah, let's review one more time. Look at all right, so Platoon, I'm gonna copy and paste this link so you don't have to recreate it. You can access the chart. Been keeping it the same since day one, and it's been amazing. I remember we kept trading in the upper channel here. We're expecting a breakout. Picked up all the contracts that we could here. Closed it yesterday. Remember, I had a 6-hour candle close. Good thing I pinged that, because that was quite aggressive here. So we had 1, 2, 3 on this candle. I said we close on this candle, 6 hour in 2 hours. You know, we closed it right here, take profit, and then now we're waiting for a dip. Now, because we've been going sideways a little bit and posted this one candle, and VVS here is still showing me that there's like this one more squeeze that's left in here, all the way up to the green, 33.8, the invalidation point that those guys they're shorting this right now. They're shorting it, but I think they shorted at the wrong point. They should average it out all the way up to this level right here. This is going to be, as a matter of fact, I think this might get run. This might get run. Then we have a swift rejection there. Let's bring MarketSpy Armageddon back in here and see if it'll rain fire soon. Now, as you can see, we had no retest. Guys, if you know the algorithm like the back of your head, but by now you should, you know that the standard deviation here that's calculated, you see these diamonds over here, you know what that means. We have not had a simple empty spot here on this chart yet. This is a 6-hour time frame. This is going to take forever, but there's an impulse that's coming, and I'm averaging in at the Fibonacci line right here, all the way to the 78 pointer right here. Okay, that's when this thing is going to come down and touch base. Also, I don't know who it was. Let me just like backtrack a little bit here. There's this very, very interesting pattern, if you can time it right. I don't know who it was, but I think it was our trader is, I think their name is QQ on Discord. They are Platoon. So they said this thing, and ever since they said it, I can't shake it off. I'm constantly looking at this across all time frames, and I've developed a feel for it because MarketSpy is so consistent. You keep seeing the same things over and over again, and it's only a matter of time before you freaking master the whole suit here and start trading it as intended. So there's this one thing that I don't know. It goes back a little. So okay, there's this one thing he said. He said when the lines doesn't matter, like relative to like, so this baseline two is known as the volatility baseline, okay, or VIN as it's called. Okay, this baseline based on volatility that sort of calculates like how aggressive price action is. So when it goes flat, expect a lot of consolidation, volatile consolidation. When it's trending, it is consolidating with the intent to reverse. So when it's flat, it's consolidating to basically not do anything. And then when it's trending, like when it goes down, it's consolidating with the intent to reverse. And price always moves towards it like a magnet. So that's the volatility line. And then we have the baseline, which is the triple moving average right here, consolidated. And he pointed out this one particular pattern with MarketSpy is that it literally marks the end of the trend, but it doesn't give you like that specific point of entry that it says like, go right now, this is going first. But pay attention, right? So we have a separation of the two right here, two baselines. Now this is what we refer to as EQ1. When price, so we have a breakout from the baseline, a reclaim, then we had a retest of the reclaim, and they start to expand, and notice the relativity between this baseline and this baseline together as they move in uniformity to the downside. Price comes back inside of the equilibrium zone 1. This is where the sellers are found. Price gets pushed down, does that again, and here we have a cross. We have a cross where the volatility literally slows down to the point where our main baseline one crosses it. Okay, that's telling us like it's slowing down. That dump, this cross marks the end. Let's mark it. Marks the end of the trend. Check it out. Okay, and ever since he said that, I've been watching it, and to my surprise, this is what basically has been like. Check it out. So we have a cross over here, and the funky thing about this is that this can actually overextend even lower, and in most cases it does. And then it has a violent, like this coils up so much, like the spring action is so deadly that we end up with something like this, right? So I've been watching it, I'm like, okay, and mark the bottom. Then it goes up, and I'm watching for that cross. It goes up, and boom, it crosses right here. This candle dumps. You have basically marked the top of this range consolidation here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Look at that. Beautiful. And it crosses right here. It tells you that, yo, it's done. Then it breaks down, comes back up. And what I'm not seeing here is that there is no cross. So this downtrend here, right? It's crossed. Even though it starts moving up, if there's no cross, you're okay. You're sitting here underwater for like 3 days. Price comes down, and it finally crosses over here. It's pretty cool. It crosses over here, has this overextension, and is basically, this is the point where I was like, yo, I'm accumulating down to 28. Let's go, 28. Yo. 28 is what I said I was going to do. And this is when it happened again. So it started dumping. We had a crossover right here. And this marked the end of the downtrend, basically. So we had this one final spill. We had these boom, boom, boom right here, like crossover, yellow X, 4-hour time frame. Yellow X, right? It's telling us like this baseline is not going to hold. Yellow X cancels the pyramids above the baseline. You know that overextension dump, and that's I was fairly confident that this is a good call. Now, this is the 6-hour time frame, right? So things are not really consistent, but I found that these crossovers, I cannot unsee them. Ever since they mentioned it, I cannot unsee them. So props to Big shout out to our trader. I think it was QQ. Fairly certain, I have good memory, and it was QQ. I think they mentioned it. Hey, there they are. QQ Bogdan in the chat right now. So I think it was them. And these crossovers, basically, this is where it's over. Like, the downtrend is over. It's time to start accumulating. And look at this crossover here. You see this? This is telling me, like, whatever impulse we're going to have is going to swiftly come back down. It's over. Right here. This is the cross of this impulse up. And come back in a couple of days when we're down at this baseline and tell me that this is not magic. So I'm telling you, any impulse up, I'm positioned to go short on it into the strength. We're going to have a little correction down to this baseline. Then the big thing happens is that, will the baseline hold? If it holds and we bounce away from it, all good. We're clear to resume. If not, unfortunately, we're going to be grinding this way like this again. I think that's so. It's going to be a boring set of price action similar to what we have seen. I don't think it's a trend reversal, not yet. But like I said, if you guys look at those things, you will also start noticing certain patterns across all time frames. Mind you, across all time frames, when these crossovers happen, hop over to 1 hour chart. Where's our baseline reclaim? Right there. Baseline reclaim, pyramid, impulse. Let's go. Reclaim, retest, momentum, speed, picking up, boom, impulse, reclaim. All three major baselines: 1, 2, and 3. These ones over here, these are general, like the ocean blue and the pink. They're just kind of like an overall structural baseline, equilibrium zone 3. That is, I look at it on higher time frames. I don't really pay too much attention to it, but I know that we run this level quite often, and we tend to float above it. So now we had a reclaim, we had a retest, and my rule is that 1, 2, 3, 4 flags, like the 6 flags, the party's over. You're out. Okay. This cross right here represents that this sideways action and that impulse that I'm waiting for is over. We had this tight little squeeze right here where the crossing was an ongoing process. It was 1, 2, 3, 4. All these sideways candles here was the cross basically. But this marked the end of the trend. This marked the top. So 1, boom, marked the top over here. Lots of bearish signals, pyramids below baseline. You know that's going to pull the price down. It happened. A little pause area, equilibrium zone 1 hit. Sellers come in at EQ1. Always EQ1, then EQ2. These are the areas where you're averaging out your trades like this. And then we had the same reversal pattern right here. And it's not often that you get these kind of impulses. It's usually a little slower and steady than that. But good thing that it happened. Good for you, Bitcoin. But now this crossover here, I cannot unsee it. I don't know what to do with myself. Ever since they mentioned, I don't know what happened. Now I look at it, I was like, this cross happens, boom, my mind automatically flips over to like into a reversal mode where I want to go against the trend. I'm looking at these flags. I'm also seeing a tiny little potential bull flag over here. So even if this bull flag extends, the impulse that I'm waiting for to go into is going to look something like this. This is going to be the final draw for this. So this is going to impulse up. I'm going to be short accumulating 33 invalidation. Coin is going to get run. Those traders are going to get screwed, and then we come back down for a retest. And I think on the 6 hour, here we are. We have plenty of gaps over here, open gaps, you know what that is. And we're coming to retest that baseline, 100. Now, going back to DSR, these trailing steps over here, right? It took their time to finally catch up, and I think they represent a tiny bit of support over here. But yeah, I think the green box over here is the short, and everything else I don't know, guys. We're having identity crisis today with Bybit Pro. The new version glitchy as hell. Gotta work on it.
Let's take a little break. Ladies and gentlemen, we're having technical issues with Bybit Pro right now. API connection issues. But anyway, this stream was not supposed to be anything major. We had a small little intro. I hope you like that. Click those tiny little thumbs up if you dig it. I enjoy making those. It's a new thing for me and for this channel as well. But I think you guys, you're the only ones who have a mansion like this that you can chill inside of. The whole pit, the desk, whew, that's you. You and me, nobody else. All those whack ass channels out there. Triangles. Invalidation. Elon Musk. Crypto. But yeah, we're gonna be wrapping it up. Sorry, I've been away. I feel great. Like I said, my MRI thing is came out clean. Really happy about that. And so be more active. I think Bitcoin is going to wake up soon. It has to. It is going to do a little boogie woogie dance all the way up to the Neverland. It's gonna do it. I have a good feeling about this. But let's be very careful and assess each and every situation every day. We have a trade set up. It might take a couple of days to complete. I urge you to stick with it and not make any rash decisions. As a matter of fact, step away from it if you have to. And to wrap it up, I'm going to briefly mention the topic of Suijitsu. Stay underwater and have floating stop losses. What the hell does that mean? That means right now is not the time to borrow money to trade on leverage. I hear that's what them hedge funds are doing right now. Desperate times call for desperate measures. We don't want to be part of that circus. Leverage is enticing, but we should be very, very careful. And we dumped, we saved what we could. We have the account that we're sitting on, and we need to work with it. We need to know what Bitcoin's planning to do. And global equity markets overall are not looking, I mean, they're looking beautiful. They're looking very healthy, but there's always a price to pay for beautiful chart setups like that. And I think when that hits, right now, in my opinion, this correlation with Bitcoin, a lot of major traders are saying that S&P goes down, Bitcoin will probably go down as well. I believe that there's going to be a stage, a bear market rally, so to say. And figuratively speaking, I'm not saying this is a bear market. I'm saying that a bear market in terms of like the trend. Anything that's looking down to me is a bear market. I don't care if it lasts. I have bear markets that last 1 week, 2 days for me personally. I'm looking at it as like it's a bear chart. All right. Overall, I don't have these macro visions about, planning a trade that's 20 years away from now. I need to make money tomorrow. I need to know what is going to happen if I get in on this trade and I wait a little bit, practice my Suijitsu, the art of staying underwater without any stop losses, because we've dumped enough. But I'm also leveraged up to a point where I can afford to not have stop losses. And that means no stress, and it gives me flexibility to plan and trade little by little every day. Stay sane, stay positive, and feel good about myself. Because you're getting in a couple of $100 here, a couple of $100 there. You have 2 accounts you're working with. You're good. There's no need to stress about it. It's a new way of trading here, Cryptopocalypse. Now I'm trying to tell you guys that there's a way to go about this where you don't focus on it, but let the chart come back in focus so you can see it for what it is. Now we have looked at the bigger squeeze pattern, which is compressing right now still. This had a smaller one, the banana pattern, just played out beautifully. And that trade took about 6 days to complete because that, we can't control time. No need for stop losses. There was no need, at least for me. And I think we're going to be seeing the same creepy crawly price action for the next few weeks. And hard, powerful impulses must be met with resistance, and they will be met with resistance. And those are going to get faded fairly quickly. We could be on an uptrend for 3, 4, 5 days max before we run out of steam. And we want to be there when it runs out of steam, and we want to sell into it. Currently, I'm accumulating a 1-day ATR range because I'm going to bed and I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm waiting for an impulse and then a rejection into the weekend. 2 things that I'm thinking about in terms of what could happen over the weekend. I think it's either A, price will retrace all the way back down to 30K or lower, create a gap, and on Monday rocket back up to close it and go ever higher towards 40s. Or it's going to go sideways into the weekend, impulse up, and on Monday we're going to have a correction this week. But I feel like it's time to post a gap. It's been a while. It's time to post a gap. I'm 1x short on daily ATR for the platoon, and we'll see what happens tomorrow. I just had a trade, closed it yesterday. Congratulations if you had the nerve to sit underwater and be patient, accumulating. This is the principle of accumulation. Is you're buying every day and you're in the red, but like me, you were getting paid on fees. It was negative. So every day I would wake up over the last 6 days, I would see that there was a little drippity drip into my account based on those fees. And that is what we like to see. Anything that's a green is nice. Stay thirsty, my friends. Stay underwater. if you need to, but don't make any rash decisions, any sudden moves, because volatility is the kind of thing that will get you in trouble and also pull you out of trouble when the time is right. Yeah, it was good. It was good the way we caught this thing compressing into a banana pattern. And now I think those are the two outcomes that I just have discussed, down or up over the weekend. Either way, because we had a rejection at the bottom and we went up a bit too aggressively, I think it's good to accumulate into a short. Now remember, Bitcoin can move. It's always in the back of my mind. Bitcoin can move like 10K. All right, 20% up. So you have to be ready for that as well. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming out tonight. I know it was short notice. Apologies to my Twitch streamers, peeps. It's not working. I don't know what it is. We have technical issues all over. My Bybit Pro is not loading, but we should be okay. Next session in the coming days, unless we have something major. I just gave you an update. Following through, coming back from those. We're still on the same charts from 5 days ago, from 5 streams ago. We're still working with the same data. We're still navigating this minefield without stepping on a single one of them. Traps all over the place, but we're okay. Go tell your friends, subscribe, click the like button if you do this kind of video, all that. And I'll see you guys in the next stream. Cheers. Oh, and by the way, while you're still here, in the coming days, because things are so slow and there's very little in terms of like, how can we better occupy ourselves so that we don't lose our minds during these trades as we move along? Because, you know, we have a call, we have a chart, we have a setup, and then we also have to wait like 3, 4, 5 days at a time to see it play out before we take profit and then reassess and get to the next live stream so we can have a new setup. So in between there, Sykes and I, we have been thinking about some creative ways of how we can better mitigate this sort of boredom, especially for those people that are onto this like full-time, if that's your kind of thing. We're going to be setting up a special channel on our Discord that is going to be all about competitive gaming. Now, I'm the last person to touch those kind of things. I suck, but we had a session with Sykes. Thanks for taking care of the whole Discord, by the way. I know we have quite a number of people, but everyone's behaving. It's beautiful. Thank you for that. Special shout out. But we're also going to be, like I said, we're going to be setting that up, and it's going to be cash prizes. So if you join the team, the platoon, the spy platoon, live in Call of Duty Warzone, in the coming days, you should get more information about that. So as we play these trades, we will also play something more traditional. Like, I don't know what it is. It may be something else. I don't know if it's Warzone or whatever the pick is, but there's going to be cash prizes. So if you're on our team and if we end up kicking butt, there's going to be cash prizes. We will split it between our team. There's going to be 4 people playing at the same time, but you can be part of the whole movement as we rotate, and we can have, I don't know, I'm trying to build like at least 30, 50 players so we can have a private match, and then we'll do some crazy prizes, cash prizes at that. What other Discord does that? You guys are down to have some fun. Be there. You'll know when it's ready. And if you're into that sort of thing, then it's just another way to give back to the community and for you as a player, earn some money. It's pretty cool. All right, that's all I want to say about that. And Sykes will explain the rest when the time is right in the next coming days.
Yeah, yeah. Good reminder that I need to check my mics all the time. I have 1, 2, 3 presidential setup here. Thank you, Tonto. You did a great job, but I think it's a bit excessive. What I was saying is this thing is open to not only the platoon members, but anyone in our Discord can participate in this fight for cash. And we're going to create a clan, call it the Spy Platoon, with a ticker or the abbreviation in brackets called Markets. And this is how we're going to identify that that's us. And we'll play for money. And at the same time, we'll sit in one of these trades, wait to take profit, and maybe hell, we might even stream that. Have the game and overlay it with a chart somewhere down in the corner or something like that. I don't know, I'll come up with something so you guys can spectate. But yeah, cash prizes, we can all battle it out. We already have traders who are Mr. Crypto there says that they're a beast at shooting games. I like that. I'll probably be the organizer, not so much the player, but yeah. Radosh, what do we have? Red flag on 1 hour time frame below baseline. Yeah. We already looked at that. Rejected at CPR, lightning heading down, bearish div. PVS fading, drop probably increases. Yeah, it is. This I have 135 contracts, minus 200 points away from my entry on the short, which is great, but I mean, come on, it's 90 cents on $135 that I put in. 90 cents profit. I'm gonna leave this running on a daily ATR for tomorrow, see how it goes, because we still have a lot of bullish conferences. Look at higher time frames like the 6 hour, for example. It's starting to flicker as well a little bit. 4 hours showing some signs of weakness as well. So yeah, this is going to fade, but let's just let it do a little bit at this level, go there, fade out, and hopefully come back to profits tomorrow. I think it's just, I don't know if you guys want to go like all in at one single point of entry right now. I don't know if you want to do that. We're kind of like resting against a little bull flag that's been built up, so it might actually hold for a little while before we see anything significant. But yeah, that's that. I'll see you guys later. Thank you for joining in. Thank you for liking and subscribing. See you soon. All the best. Trade what you see, not what you hear. The chat is too juicy. I can't just leave. So notice it's been doing Sykes with another banger there. Goes to say that it's been doing this thing lately where price chops just above or below daily CPR and then shoots right through it, even on a fairly wide one. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. No rash decisions. Let's move together. Go with the flow. That's exactly what it means. The flow right now is sideways. Now volatility spells 500 points down, 500 points up, with a delay of about an hour, 2 hours. I don't know. I don't personally have that kind of time, so I'd rather let it accumulate. I know that once we made an aggressive decision to go up like this, got to be a little pausing area. We'll start doing single entry trades soon. I just don't think, like I said, the leverage right now cannot be utilized too much. No point of getting trapped if a thing doesn't move immediately in your projected directions. I know, better cast a ladder and just sit on it. Sell into strength, buy into weakness, and rinse and repeat. Have a good night. Have a wonderful day. I'll see you guys later. Time to go catch some naps. Cheers.